Mr. Jingozian.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to be in a room with so many people who are concerned about liberty and freedom. You know, 1980, so much has happened in the world since then. We've seen the fall of the Soviet Union, the birth of the information age, and countless governments come and go. It was about that time I realized that our nation, controlled by the two-party system, could follow the same fate. It's the year I became a libertarian, and though so much has happened in the world since then, my libertarian values, my love and concern for this country has always been a constant. And that's why I've been on the road for the last 5 years. That's why, at a time in my life when I could experience the American dream, I've been on the road, talking to my kids on the phone long distance, while speaking face to face with hundreds and thousands of Americans who feel as passionate about this country as I. And that's why I've sacrificed so much of my own time and money. And that's why I'm seeking our nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
What philosopher most closely represents your views?
To be Benjamin Franklin, who once said, change can only come from one direction, outside. Now, as much as these Democrats and Republicans talk about change, because that's what the American people want is change, it's not going to happen from the two-party system that profits and benefits from the status quo. The only chance we have to save this country, the only chance we have to change this dangerous trajectory that we're on, is to vote for Libertarian candidates in 2008 and 2012. This is the year of the Libertarian. This is the year that people want that change. And this is the year that we can put the Libertarian Party on the map.
Dr. Root, libertarians believe in a non-interventionist foreign policy. Are there any parts of the world where you would send U.S. troops, and how would you justify this?
I believe that most people in this world have the same concerns as you and I. Just want to live in peace, provide a decent standard of living for our families, and hope our kids have it a little better than us. It's the governments that are at war, not the people. It's the industrial military complex. It's the politicians that want the war. You got Barack Obama raising $250 million. That's a lot of IOUs, my friend. This war is not going to end if we elect a Democrat. The only way we're going to end this war in Iraq, the only way we can pull our troops out of all these nations where we don't belong, the only way we can save our budget is to vote Libertarian in 2008. Thank you.
How would you use your power to remove restrictions on the discovery and development and production of all forms of energy, especially construction of new oil refineries and nuclear power plants?
I agree with Dr. Phillies. As President of the United States, there are some things you are capable of doing, and there are some things you're not capable of doing. But one thing you are capable of doing is being a leader. A leader. We can start an aggressive energy conservation program across this country. This will decrease our energy costs, and it will put more money in the hands of the American families who need this money now. I'm also opposed at this time towards drilling in the Arctic, because we depend on petroleum for far more than just energy. In fact, energy use is the most inefficient use of petroleum. We have thousands of products that are made from petroleum, and once this runs out, it's not just an energy issue, but it's a serious raw material and commodity issue. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way we're going to change this political system is to not vote for Democrats or Republicans, vote outside the two-party system, vote Libertarian in 2008. Thank you very much.
The question is a little on the broader subject of environmentalism and so on. Are you familiar with the concept called the tragedy of the commons? And does the atmosphere constitute a commons?
Thanks, Jim. I'm going to tell you something that you're probably not going to hear from a politician. I don't know. You know, I'm successful in my business and my career not because I have all the answers, but because I know how to ask the right questions to the right people. I fully admit that Dr. Phillies here knows more about energy than I do. Dr. Ruart knows more about healthcare than I do. I would enroll them into our campaign. We need to work together, my friends. We need a president who is willing to acknowledge what he doesn't know. We have to learn from other people. We have to learn from other countries that suffer the same problems that we do. We could learn from Europe and from the UK and Holland, who are dealing with issues like drugs and prostitution. We can learn from other countries and not have this attitude like it's our way or it's no way at all. Thank you.
Part A, how would you deal with the Patriot Act? And Part B, how would you deal with the Real ID Act?
How can you not like the Patriot Act? It's got the word patriot in it. You know, our government's, it's a new low when you have to apply deceiving names of legislation just to get it passed. And that's what we're seeing today. I started this movement because of the Real ID Act, as a matter of fact, not to run for president. The reason I'm running for president is to educate the American people about the deliberate and unconscionable loss of our freedoms in the hands of the Democrats and Republicans who benefit and profit by the status quo. And it's ludicrous for us to believe them when they say they want to change the system.
Assuming you are president, how will you address the marital rights of gays, lesbians, and transgender persons?
I agree with everything this fine, good-looking guy says. I don't see why it's even an issue. I don't even see why the government is even involved in any of these issues. Who even gave the government authority to even discuss these issues? I don't know what more I can say about it.
Well, again, on behalf of the audience, the quicker the answers, the more questions. How will your campaign help the Libertarian Party?
Oh, very good. I'm glad we're talking about that. My mentor is Harry Browne. And Harry Browne didn't focus on selling the libertarian message to libertarians. He enrolled all the American people, and that's what we intend to do. As I see it, libertarian values fall into two categories. Those that appeal to all independent voters and those that are specific to libertarians. What I'm focusing on in our campaign are those issues that all Americans have in common. 80% of Americans are disenchanted with the two-party system. 70% of Americans think this country is in the wrong direction. Another 75% think the two-party system is broken. Yet the most we can muster is 1.1% of the vote. It's disgraceful as a libertarian. And this is why I'm running for president of the United States, and is to deliver the message of unity and the libertarian message, getting out of the war in Iraq, bringing back habeas corpus, closing the Department of Homeland Security, getting rid of the Patriot Act. These are issues that all Americans have in common. Thank you. Running this government is like running a business. I'm a CEO. My latest business, Angel Vision Technologies, is rated the 120th fastest growing company in the United States. We're a media company, an interactive media company. We handle the marketing for 1,750 clients, most of which are the leaders of their field. We have the ability, the unique ability to get our message out in front of the American people in a way that resonates with them, in a way that motivates them to take action for the cause of liberty. I want to thank you here for the opportunity to speak in front of you. Thank you so much for being here for the cause of liberty and the cause of freedom. There's nothing more important than that. Thank you very much.